In the village of Umuogidi, the Okeke family holds a revered and feared legacy. Their lineage is strong, rooted in traditions that go back centuries. But with great legacy comes hidden secrets, and for Obioma, the only daughter of Ekene, these secrets lie just beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered. Obioma is a young woman with fierce curiosity. She's always felt a pull toward the past, and questions about her family's history linger in her mind. Raised by her father Ekene, a respected elder known for his wisdom, she's learned to honor tradition, yet she senses there is more lurking behind her family's image of pride and strength. Her father, though warm and loving, has always kept certain details of their family history from her, but one day, fate would lead her to a discovery that would unravel the truth and threaten everything she's known. While cleaning her father's shrine, Obioma stumbles upon an unusual object hidden away in a small carved box. It is an amulet, blood red and heavy, wrapped in worn clothes. The sight of it unsettles her, and a strange sense of dread creeps over her as she holds it in her hands. She recalls whispers from the village elders about her family's estranged brother, Nnamdi, who was cast out of the family many years ago. It was said that he had committed a grievous betrayal, breaking the sacred bond of blood and bringing dishonor to his family. In his anger and shame, he had caused the Okeke bloodline before he vanished. Many believed he had died alone, in spirit wandering the earth, consumed by his vow for vengeance. That evening, when Ekene returns, Obioma confronts him with the amulet. His face darkens, and for a long moment he is silent. Finally, with a heavy heart, he tells her the story of his brother Nnamdi and the betrayal that has haunted their family. Years ago, Nnamdi was a young man filled with ambition. He was once the favored son of the Okeke family and was destined to be a powerful elder in the village, unlike Ekene, who was content to follow tradition. Nnamdi dreamed of securing a greater power that could protect their family against rival clans and elevate their status. Believing that the spirits favored him, he sought to perform a forbidden ritual that would grant him this power. It was a ritual of blood magic, a practice considered dark and dangerous, one that would demand a sacrifice. Driven by his ambition, Nnamdi went to the forest alone and performed the ritual, calling upon the spirits of the ancestors and offering them the blood of a sacred animal. But his actions went awry. He ignored an essential step in the ritual, one requiring the presence of another family member to honor the ancestral line. Without this, the spirits became angered, interpreting his actions as an act of selfishness rather than devotion. The ritual backfired, unleashing a dark force upon the land, causing sickness and crop failure throughout the village. People suffered, and the elders soon discovered that Nnamdi's reckless pursuit of power was the cause. When his actions were revealed, the villagers turned against Nnamdi, demanding justice for the suffering he had caused. But it was his own family that led the outcry. Ekene, who had always idolized his brother, felt betrayed by Nnamdi's disregard for the tradition and the lives of the villagers. To preserve the family's honor, Ekene made the painful choice to join the elders in condemning Nnamdi. He testified against him, calling his brother's actions selfish and dishonorable, and demanded that he be banished to protect the family's name. Nnamdi was devastated, not just by the village's judgments, but by the betrayal of his own blood. To him, his brother's words were the ultimate betrayal, and his exile was a punishment that wounded him deeper than any cause. In his bitterness and despair, he left the village, but before he did, he placed a curse upon his family. "You who cast me out like a stranger," he vowed, "will know my pain. My blood will return to haunt you, and your children will carry the weight of your betrayal. Nnamdi vanished into the forest, and over the years, his memory faded into legend. But Ekene, knowing the curse still lingered, kept the blood-red amulet as a reminder of his brother's warning, hiding it in the hope that its power would stay dormant. Now that Obioma has touched the amulet, the curse has stayed. Strange occurrences begin around their household. Shadows move where there should be none. Whispers echo in empty rooms, and Obioma begins to see fleeting visions of Nnamdi's spirit, drawn by a mix of fear and curiosity. She decides she must confront this cause herself. Ignoring her father's warnings, she sets out alone to seek answers from her uncle's spirit, hoping to understand what could drive a man to curse his bloodline. Her journey leads her deep into the forest, to a place where few dared to go, a clearing where it is said the restless dead linger. There, among the twisted trees and ancient roots, she finds the spirit of Nnamdi, his face gaunt and hollow, his eyes filled with sorrow and rage. His voice is a mere whisper, yet it echoes with bitterness as he accuses the family of abandoning him, of casting him aside when he was only seeking the power to protect them. Obioma listens, her heart heavy. She realizes her father and family may not be as innocent as she had believed. She understands that Nnamdi's actions, while wrong, were born out of a desire for respect and strength, emotions she herself has always felt. But now, her spirit has become a twisted remnant of that ambition. Locked in anger and vengeance, she pleads with him to release their family from the curse, to let go of the resentment that binds him. But Nnamdi refuses, his soul too fractured by years of isolation and bitterness. The curse, he tells her, can only be lifted if she proves her loyalty to the family by performing a ritual of forgiveness and penance, one that would not only honor the family's legacy but acknowledge his pain. This ritual would demand a sacrifice, one that could cost her the very connection to her father and the family she loves. Returning to the village, Obioma seeks her father's blessings for the ritual. He is reluctant, fearing that it would awaken even darker forces, but Obioma, determined to break the curse, insists. She prepares herself with the guidance of the village wise woman, learning the ancient chants and offerings required to cleanse her bloodline. On the night of the ritual, she returns to the clearing. She brings the blood-red amulet, an offering of rare herbs, a cloth soaked with her own blood, symbolizing the pain and sacrifice of her family line. Kneeling under the ancient trees, she performs the ritual, calling upon the spirits of her ancestors to witness her plea for forgiveness and peace. As dawn breaks, Nnamdi's spirit appears once more, but this time his form is softened, his anger dimmed. He looks upon Obioma with something like pride, acknowledging her courage and understanding. The shadows begin to lift, and with a final whisper, he releases his hold on the family, vanishing into the light of dawn. Obioma returns to the village, her heart lighter, knowing that she had broken the chain of bitterness that bound her family. She has reclaimed her family's honor, not through vengeance, but through compassion and courage, bringing the past with the present, and in the years to come, she would tell her children the story of her uncle Nnamdi, not as a tale of shame, but as a lesson in strength,